Hello friends, in this video let us learn what is the process of communication. If you are watching this channel first time, subscribe. So in this video let us learn what is the process of communication. So when we are talking about the process of communication, we may require certain things. First, sender and then receiver. So first let us learn who is sender. Sender is the person who sends the message. Receiver is the person who receives it. So first, sender first he must have an impulse. Okay, he must have some source. Okay, what to send, what to ask, what to give. So here he has a kind of source is something. For example, let us take an example. So what is the impulse for me? Yes, I'm feeling thirsty. Now I'm feeling thirsty. So what I need a glass of water. I'm feeling thirsty. I need a glass of water. So, so sender has an source. What is the source here? Sender is feeling thirsty, so he wants a glass of water. So what sender does here? Sender asks or sender gives information to the receiver. May I have a glass of water? May I have a glass of water? So here sender is giving information to the receiver. Receiver, so here what receiver does? First, sender, when sender has a source, that is he wants a glass of water, so initially he encodes the message, right? He encodes the message and he gives, may I have a glass of water? Then receiver, before receiving it, he decodes the message. He decodes the message given by the sender and he understands it, right? He comprehend what is the meaning of it. Oh, he needs a glass of water. Then receiver, right? Then receiver, what he does? He gives feedback. What is the feedback? In the form of, maybe he offers a glass of water. Then there, what is happening here? First, sender requires a source or impulse. With that impulse, he encodes a message and he asks this receiver to give a glass of water. Then receivers decodes the message and he understands and he gives the feedback. What is the feedback here? Maybe he offers a glass of water. This is the feedback. So here sender, when he is sending something to the receiver, he may require the medium or channel, right? What is the medium here? Maybe he has to use something, right? Some medium. Maybe maybe using a kind of oral or verbal, non-verbal channel. Maybe what is that? He may be using a written or spoken. This, right? This may be it may requires, right? This is the thing happening. So let us look at in detailed manner, right? Sender has an idea, right? This is impulse or source. He develops an idea. So the same thing encoding the message. So the same thing encodes the message and the same transmitting the message, reception of the message. So here what happens? Decoding the message and acceptance, rejection of the message. So here receiver, he receives the message. So there are two possibilities. One, he may give positive feedback in the form of offering a glass of water. Two, he may reject it. Simply he understands, oh, he wants a glass of water, but I don't have water, so simply ignores it. There are two. That is, ignoring is something like rejection, right? These are two possibles. And when this process, when this communication process happens, the whole process and the elements, this whole process and elements are called like right, communication environment. Okay, it's called as communication environment. So when this is one circle, right, sender sends the message and receivers receives the message and he gives feedback, then this is called a cycle, right? Communication cycle. So communication occurs in cycles, right? Sender sends, receiver receives, and he gives the feedback. Then that is one cycle. Like that, it happens. Like that, communication happens in circles, different circles. That's what we call it, communication circle. Okay, one communication circle. So second communication circle. That complete process is called a kind of circle, right? A kind of circle, because it goes in a circular form. That's what is circle. So there are various things which may abstract this process. Okay, if what we are talking in a positive manner, if everything goes well, then receiver receives the message and he gives the feedback. That's it. This complete thing is called the process of communication. There is the possibility, right? There is the possibility of abstracting something. So when something abstracts this process, right, this process, they are called barrier, right? Something is abstracting the flow of communication, right? There is a kind of abstraction between sender and receiver, then which is called abstraction, which may be a barrier. So they are called communication barriers. So communication barriers, we may talk about communication barriers in other video, but you, the main focus of this video is to just talk about communication process. What is communication process and what are the different elements involved in communication process? So the different elements are like sender, receiver, feedback, message, noise, encoding, decoding, or maybe interpretation of something, transmission, right? Information, noise, and values. All these are different kinds of elements which are involved in the communication process. Thank you for watching. Subscribe Communication Skills for Everyone for more academic and educational videos.